Good evening, everybody. Thank you for stopping by. I'm Classy Lady. Welcome to my YouTube channel. As always, I am striving for new subscribers, new subscriptions. Put it on my lip. New subscribers. As you come in, could you please hit the like button, which is the thumbs up button. Um, you Anybody that can share my live out, can you please do so? Uh, I want to say thank you to everybody so far that have been supporting me. I am reaching my goals like crazy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But I'm still striving for my 1,000 subscribers. With that being said, I'm also striving for memberships. Being that I am a partnership with YouTube now, which they call it monetized. So I have to promote super chats, super stickers, super gifts. It's a little gift box, and you can buy little gifts and send to me. Also, when the live is over and you may be watching a replay, there's a little heart with a money sign in it, and you can hit that, and I think you can donate from $1 to $15 or $20. I don't know. You just have to make the little line move, and that's as well with super chat, super stickers. Be careful if you're going to give me or anybody a super chat or super sticker. Watch what the dollar amount that comes up there first. If it's not something that you want to give, if it's more than what you want to give at that time, hit that little line that goes across and make it descend to what you wanna donate. Now, it goes all the way down to 99 cents. Beggars can't be choosy. So anywhere from 99 cents up to 500. And if y'all so wish to give me $500, cash out me 500. But no, it does go up to $500. So be careful when you sign on super chat, super stickers, where you can give me. That's another form of a gift. You watch the amount when you come on, because sometimes it may be already set at $20, and you not meaning to give someone $20. So you can make it go up, make it go down, whatever fits your pocketbook, whatever floats your boat and tickles your pickle. So y'all hit the like button. Now, I wasn't gonna come on tonight. Those of y'all who follow me every night, thank you, ADHD. You know what? All I can do is tell you to keep your personality. With you and somebody chat, I was just getting ready to say, who are you today? I'm that busted can of biscuits. That's what. I think I'm going to change my title from just classy to busted can of biscuits. For anybody that want to buy a membership, I think I'm going to change one of them to busted can of biscuits. Or maybe I may add the 99 cent one. I don't know. But ADHD, you a godsend on a lot of days. Hey, Zell. J. Gill. Yes, J. Gill, I am monetized. I got monetized officially the night of my mom's birthday, Friday night. That was a blessing. That turned my tears that day. Right before I came on live, I boo-hooed like a baby. And I had to fix my face twice before I came on here. And I guess I was monetized before that, but I didn't check my email. So when the dust settled, I was going through my emails, and it says congratulations. Normally it takes a while, and they said that to even get monetized, to be accepted as a YouTube partner, it could take anywhere from, I think, 2 days to a month. They have to approve you or whatever. And it seemed like every night when I would check it, it was something new. And then when they congratulated me, and then they unlocked stuff. Don't think you can get on here because baby, I've been pressing buttons since I got on here. They don't they got stuff locked, and it says locked, and then when you press on it, it says we will let you know when when we unlock this. And that's what they did. When I looked again, I had gifts, I had memberships, and super chat and super stickers. They gave it all to me at one time. So Saturday, I wasn't gonna come on here, and because I normally do a shampoo day, and I had on a hat, and boy, I tell you, I got tested. I got tested by YouTube that day. Baby, if they didn't let the bots, the robots, the thoughts, everything dropped off in the chat, and I was trying to keep up with the comments and speak to everybody. Boy, they were saying all kind of stuff. I said, okay, I got this, God. I got this. Also, a YouTube administrator dropped in my chat as well. And I said, I don't know if you're a bot. I don't know if you're an actual person, but welcome over to my YouTube channel. Make sure you hit the like button. And they said, I've already did. And they disappeared. They ain't never made another comment. So they tested me for Saturday night, but I passed that test, baby. They must don't know who they fooling with. They must don't know who I am and whose I am. Yeah. So I am J Gill. I am monetized. Hey, Riri React. Riri made my 11th. Thank you, J Gill, for the flower. Riri made number 11 member. I got 5 right off the bat. Yo-Yo, that girl, gifted 5 memberships that night, made me 10, and then Riri last night joined. Hey, Diamond D. Hey, Taterbug, how you doing? I did a short. I just posted, people seem to like food. I just posted what I got from Luby's. I didn't come on. I didn't, I guess I could have did my procedure journey. I didn't think about that. I wasn't even thinking about that. When you get there, they got so many doggone papers to fill out. I'd be like, okay, let's get to the meat and potatoes. Hey, loving my grandsons, good evening. Good evening, everybody. Hey, Rebecca Towns. I'm feeling okay. Y'all, I'm going to tell y'all in a second. Did I recognize everybody? Andrea Counterman, thank you. No, he won't. And I am a living testimony that he will never leave me and never forsake me, even though we don't think so. Thank you, Riri. Hey, Bridget. What did you cook? Because you be on it with them dinners. Thank you, Renee. For the clock kid. Do you see how they pick up different stuff when the kids was with the 6-7? Ain't nobody know what that was. Then they came after the 6-7, they came with the clock it. And I was like, look at YouTube. Go on with your bad self. PTD. Lord brought me here. We blessed to be breathing. Yes, we are. Anytime we wake up, open our eyes. Yeah. Victoria Baker. Victoria, you're going to have to stick around like some of these other people. This guy, ADHD, he may be one of my first mods. And I will be asking for mods as my channel grows. Right now, it's not about the mods. It's about me trying to read everybody's comments and acknowledge everybody. Oh, I posted that I was coming on at 8 o'clock. I posted a food short, and then I posted, I think around Before Yo-Yo and Ex-Granny came on, I posted that I was going to be on at 8 o'clock. Yeah, for the people that, don't really know, and then people that, know that I come on. Hey, Jace, you went from old school Chevy to drop top Porsche. Will you go head on? Are you a millionaire? 6'7" is something these children just say just to be saying something. So you won't know what they talk. It don't mean nothing, J. Gill. Just like the clock it. Clock it just, they just start that clock that T and all that. It don't mean nothing. 6'7", they just, you might say, go clean your room. Instead of them being smart, they may say 6'7", and then you don't know what they're talking about. In their mind, they may be saying something else, but they just say 6'7". Yeah. Wish I would have a little one that say about some 6'7" after I tell them something. I'm a 6'7" now. Hey, Daytime TV, how you doing? Yeah, I'd 6'7" now. What is the game, Jace? I don't know what that is. Hey, Gloria. Yeah. Scholar German, hello. Now, Scholar, boo. You think you, well, first of all, let me report you for hate speech, harassment, bullying. YouTube put stuff, I'm gonna put on that hate speech. I'm gonna report you for hate speech, first of all. And then I am going to block you from my channel. You're not only going in, you going in timeout. You're not going in timeout, you getting blocked. Go make a new page and give me another view. And hit the thumbs up when you come in. Y'all think y'all be slick. I didn't see, baby, I might have been born at night, and actually was in the morning, but it wasn't last night. So you're going to have to come again with that one. Because I didn't seen that in other people's chat, and I recognize it. You hurry up and put the N-word. He'll rap. Oh, the game, yeah, a game, the rapper. I used to like it when him and his family had the reality show. Yeah, I used to like the game when they had that reality show. What would you say? Yeah, I will, ADHD. And you're gonna have to be around for a little bit. I'm not gonna just go around handing them out willy-nilly. And then oh, you did a beat with called Air Force with 50. Oh, well, congratulations. Is that what got you to the drop top Porsche? I don't know how to do beats. But congratulations. Yeah, they be with that 6'7". No, I know clock it is not the same as 6'7", but I'm just saying the kids come with all kind of new stuff. Hey, go get her. Yeah. I'm gonna be $1 million baby. Sure is. I want to do like before I do that, I think I said this quote the other day. You got to be a certain type of stupid to think you can do me wrong, you wrong, or anybody wrong and not apologize and think that after time goes by, time moves on, you can just come around and still have access to me. Scholar, that's you. You got to be a special kind of stupid. So if you come back around, you're going to have to make you a new page and come again. Because you're not trying to insult me and was racial, but you was racial and insulting to my chat. And that's one thing I don't tolerate. I don't tolerate racial slurs, derogatory comments, and insults to me or my chat. So I reported you to YouTube. So you keep on going to people chat with that yakety yak stuff and gonna see what happened to you. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna become a millionaire like Well, I don't know if she is, but I don't too much like to bring up content creators' names, because if you don't follow them or you don't watch them, then you don't know what somebody's talking about. But this one lady, I am gonna say Mama Poo Poo. Yes, that's her name, Mama Poo Poo. And by me scrolling YouTube and she coming down my timeline, I always will see her. I'm gonna feed them kids. Now, it may be other people that came out with it, but she's the first one that I saw said, I'm gonna feed my kids. And I don't know that she cooks. I don't know if she can cook. But every day they eating from a different place. Um, she buys the snacks, the drinks, and they always get chips and snacks with they food, and they get, whatever their favorite candy is. And maybe one day she go and get Chinese food. Everybody get Chinese food. She might get Mexican food, whatever. And she feed her kids. Mama Poo Poo have 5 kids. And right now she's having problems with one of her daughters. And everybody handle their kids a different way. And then on here, I don't know if you've ever been passionate about something, and when you express yourself and self-consciously, you don't really know that you are projecting, that you in a way kind of yelling, but you're so passionate about what you're saying that you get riled up and you get excited trying to make your point. And right now, she's got all kind of people. Everybody is attacking her now. She's becoming a big thing of them attacking her because of a thing with her daughter. And from the little I gather from her, she's had like a kind of rough upbringing, being touched and things of that nature. And she's had to deal with, that stuff that was dealt to her, and being promiscuous, you know, as she was growing or whatever, because she's not that old. And she'll fix her hair every now and again, but that fixing her hair don't fade, so she'll always have like a cap on, or she might have on them knit hats on, or she'll dress up every now and again, but she'll put some on. She's not terribly dressed, but she's just not dressed up. But was she her first 3 kids? Now, this lady I know is making money. I don't know how much she making. I ain't watching her pockets. I'm not trying to go on her analytics to find out, because I don't know how you do all of that. But she's making bank. Her first 3 oldest kids, I'm assuming they know how to drive. She bought them cars. They not brand new cars, but they brand new to them. Because I know I drove a 76 white Thunderbird, and that car, it was my parents' car passed down to me. Child, you couldn't tell me nothing about that T-Bird. I would go out there and wash my car and kept it clean. So I think one of them got a Mercedes, and the other 2 got either the Chargers or the Challengers. One of those. I'm not really good with certain cars. I just know those 2 are made by Dodge, and they supposed to be the little fast cars with a lot of the young people like. And so all of them are white, and all of them have new those cars. She purchased those. But not only that, what impressed me is she was showing off today, that came across my timeline, that she purchased 15 acres of land. Yeah. Yeah, that's what they do, ADHD. They put one letter at a time. Oh, okay. Marwan, you're white, and I love a black girl of African descent. We met at the university. Here we go. Hold on, let me find you. Met a black girl at a university. I said my prayers this morning for the procedure I had. I ain't said for y'all. That's good. I ain't said for some of y'all. I forgot y'all trolls being here, child. Okay, Bridget. Have a good night, hon. I appreciate you for always stopping by. Y'all, but wait a minute, hold on. Night 1738 is the liquor. Yeah, she feeds her kids, Bridget. That's what I'm saying. That's one thing about them. She feeds her kids. Um, but like I said, I don't think she cooks because they do eat out, and that's how she always get to a certain point. And when it's time to eat, and she line them all up. They each come with their tray, and if they don't say thank you, she'll say, "But thank you," or she'll say something to them, and then they'll say but they all say thank you and stuff. And I like that about her. She's gonna feed them first before she show you what she got. Yeah, she but what impressed me with her is not her buying them cars, but her purchasing that 15 acres of land. And I saw it today. She was showing she got 2 lakes on the property, and she said she may build some cabins, or she may build some homes, but it's for her kids. It's for her kids. And one day she said she called them all in the room, and she said, "I want to talk to y'all about something." And she talked to them, explained to them, I do what I do for y'all because Mama ain't gonna always be here. She say if it's pretty much, I'm just paraphrasing, if it's in its plans, then y'all will bury me before I bury y'all. And I just want y'all to be close and stick together and be close and be there for one another. And so she's instilling that in them, and that's what she want them to do. And when you teach your kids that, and you keep pounding it in their head, pounding, it's kind of hard to fall out. It's kind of hard to fall out with a sibling. And whatever it is you do, if you fell out with your sibling, you need to make it right. You need to make it right. Uh, my auntie was honored on the weekend um, for an award called the Ladies of Grace, and it was a lot of people there. And Auntie had asked me to purchase a ticket. I said, Auntie, the way my account set up right now, I ain't gonna be able to purchase a ticket for $65. I ain't gonna be able to do it. And especially now what I had to pay today, and my little oscillating fan is running like an 18-wheeler. I think that's one of the reasons I get no sleep last night. And it's gonna be kind of rough tonight. I'm gonna have to listen to it because I got to have that fan going and the ceiling fan at the same time. But she was honored, and she had all kind of accolades of things she did in the community and things of that nature. And her daughter, my dad being the oldest, and it's 8 of them, her daughter paid for all 8 brothers and sisters to attend uh, that ceremony where she was honored. So in other words, my cousin was like, y'all ain't fit say y'all ain't going, or the money or whatever. She said, I got y'all tickets. I got y'all tickets. And other first cousins and stuff was there because not only that, family support family. And um, when you're raised together and you're in that, your parents teach that to you, your parents, grandparents, that grow with you until you get old. And it was only one that wasn't there, and that's my aunt. She lives in LA. So I can kind of see, normally when she comes to town, she'll normally stay like three months or whatever. uh but she getting up in age, and I guess she didn't want to, I don't know, for whatever reason, but she didn't come. But all 7 was there, and they supported my aunt. And I kept making sure my daddy was going, because sometimes he'll get to thinking, nah, I ain't going to. Oh, no, you going. That's your sister. You the oldest one. She's right up under you. Family support family. And I say, you got to go. So my uncle drove down from Dallas and stayed the night with my dad. And then they went to the ceremony. And my dad said, oh, it was a lot of people there. And it was Another lady that I didn't know, she was that goes to church with me, she was honored as well. And she's one of the ladies that do a lot of cooking in her family and stuff like that, but she usually be the head one. And when I tell you that lady food be on point and be on season, yeah, but she was honored as well. And then I don't know how many, I have to ask my dad how many were honored, but I'm going to call my aunt and tell her congratulations, because I told her congratulations ahead of time. But I want to tell her after she got her award. And I told my dad, I say, I know she was standing up there with her chest. So I said, because you know, Auntie, I said, Auntie love to stick her chest out. She love accolades and for people to, um, he said, but they read off a lot of stuff for her. I say, yeah, I know she was telling me. But, oh, Fetty Wap and, okay. Yeah, so, ALS, boy, I tell you what, then you got some deadly gas. You need to go to the doctor, and you need you probably need a colonoscopy. They need to clean you out from the rooty to the tootie. You need an endoscopy where they go through the camera with through your throat and do a scope, and then you need a colonoscopy where they go up your butt with a camera. So they'll get you from the rooty to the tootie if your farts smell like propane. Good luck with that. Yeah, hey Lakeisha. Yeah, you if you've never heard of it, yeah. Endoscopy is they go through your throat with the camera and they check down here your esophagus and all that, get to your stomach, and then they go through your butt with a camera. But before they go through your butt with a camera, you got to clean all that poop and stuff out of you for a whole day and poop like you ain't never pooped before. Then they can stick that camera through there. But with all that mess in you and it, like me and my husband used to say, that art is straight off it. So you might need to go sit down on the toilet because you ain't feeling too good. I know you ain't feeling too good. Lord knows. But anyway, yeah. So they were honored. She was honored, and I was happy about that because she does a lot in the community and stuff like that. But and I'm gonna tell you something else, and not to speak life or death over anybody, but when I don't know if you've ever, well, yeah, you have. I don't like going to funerals. But when you attend funerals and when it's a wall to wall packed funeral, you could tell how that person lived their life. If you want to know what type of person that was, you go to their funeral and you see how they live their life. If it's standing room only, they got to sit in the choir stand. They got to sit in the choir room. Yeah, some people going to be nosy. And especially if it's just an ordinary person that may have tenure on their job. This guy served in the service, and their last name, a lot of people know them, the wife, the sisters and stuff. But still, if you know the sister and brother, a lot of times you don't have to go. But you could tell the way a person lived their life according to the way the church or the funeral home is packed and people coming in and out in droves. You could tell. You could tell. You sure can. I went to a friend's son's funeral, and it may not have been 20 of us there. 20. His aunties and uncles didn't even want to go up and speak about what kind of person he was. But I got up there and I spoke on him. I didn't know him well, but from what I knew, and I said, I'm speaking because on his dad's behalf. And his dad was married to my friend and them. I spoke because of what I knew of them and the kind of people they were. But it wasn't no more, where was his friends at? This was a young guy found in an abandoned house. What a way to get some news like that. Found in an abandoned house. My friends and them. Now I'm getting off. I'm supposed to be $1 million back. Oh, okay, but this will help me. Um, they got the call. I guess he had ID on him, or I think somebody knew his dad, and I don't know if it was drugs. They were sleeping in there together in the abandoned house to keep from the outside or whatever. And but anyway, they got in touch with his dad. And can you imagine? I They was like, they was upset. I say, y'all, I'm coming. I'm on my way. Now, mind you, I stay way on the other side of town, on the opposite side of town. But I got in my car and I drove over there. And they were too nervous to drive. So I say, well, I'll go ahead and drive. When they gave us the address, it was an old wooden house, no windows. Door that it was on there was wide open. Trash out in the grass everywhere. And look down, and the coroners dropped their glove, and they ain't try to pick it up and put it in one of their disposable bags or whatever. They had picked them up. And they had already loaded them up. So we standing on outside of this abandoned house, and we just looking. And I didn't say nothing. I was saying in my head, Lord have mercy. He couldn't have been found in there. Wonder what happened. They want to go in the house. Oh Lord. Lord, why we gotta go? Why we gotta go in there? But she wanted to be a support of her husband. And then she gonna have enough nerve to say, come on, classy lady. I say, for what? Why do you want me to walk through that grass? Lord, if a rat, a lizard, something would have ran across, it could have been a squirrel. The coroner had to come right back and get me. I was like, Lord, have mercy. So I prayed and I said, okay, baby, y'all said I was back in my high school days. Baby, I learned to high step march real quick. Boy, I was marching up to that house. My legs were coming up. I was marching to that house because I said, Lord, if a snake wrap around my leg, it's going to be all over. So we went in the house. Y'all, the house had so much trash in there. So much trash. I don't know if I think they hadn't heard from it for a while. Hey, Roger Queen, how you doing? I don't know what, yeah, standing room only. Cars, motorcycles, escorts, all kind of stuff. I don't know what, I don't know what happened. So I high stepped in there, and the daddy went through the door, and he looking around. I said, don't touch nothing. But he went through the front, and he was looking around. He went through the back. He came around. He said, I hadn't heard from my son, maybe a week or two or whatever. And he had called his daughter to see had she heard from him. And she said, no, I hadn't heard from Junior. And that's a hurting thing when that's your namesake. That's a hurting thing when that's your namesake. And he went through the front, came out the back, looking around, and he just stood up there. He stood from a distance. And me and his wife going through there, And I'm looking. I said, I ain't going to the back door. I mean, just garbage bags full of stuff. How I and it wasn't cold, but he had been in there a couple of days. And his dad, when he came out the back, he stood on the side, and his wife was getting ready to go over there. I said, mm. I said, let him get it out. I said, I know he want to holler. I said, give him a few minutes. Let him get it out. And then she gave him a few minutes, and then she went over there and she hugged him. And I said, I'm sorry, husband, because he always called me wife number 2. I said, I'm sorry, husband. I say, I'm sorry. He said, I had been looking for my son, and I hadn't heard from him. He didn't have to leave this way. He didn't have to leave this way. I said, I know it. I know you wouldn't have allowed him to stay in no deplorable conditions like this. Now, when y'all had a 3-bedroom house and y'all had 2 extra rooms, I said, I know you wouldn't have. You would have gave him a job because he was self-employed. He did carpentry work. If he didn't do nothing, he would have had him working with him. It was so sad, y'all. And then, like I say, the funeral. Where was this young man friends at? Young dude. He may not, I don't think he was even 20. I don't think he was 20. Died in an abandoned house. I say, Lord, I see stuff like that on TV, but I've never seen stuff, got that close and saw something in person. I've never seen that before. Hey, Faith, how you doing? Yeah, and I was like, wow. But then I went to another funeral viewing at the funeral thing, and me and a friend went together because I'm telling you, I do better go sign in the book and let them see my name or get there where they can see me and then come on out of there. Hey, Bama, how you doing? And we passed by the room where this man, they had a picture of the man in a service uniform and a flag on his casket. Wasn't a soul in there. Not one, a grasshopper, a roach, a rat. It was nobody in there. So me and my friend was talking. I said, I say, I know they ain't just not, nobody ain't came to this man's funeral. To his wake or whatever they call it stuff. They might have been having a memorial. Us being nosy like we was. I ain't going there and see him, y'all. I ain't going there and see him. I can see him from the door. I say, I'm going to ask what time his viewing started. His viewing started at 6 o'clock. It was already 7 something to 9. Now, no doggone well, somebody should have showed up to that man's funeral. But just because he was in the service, it goes on how you live your life. Who knows what he did once he got out the service? Who knows? He could have been an only child. Maybe all his relatives was gone. Maybe he had a will. But they should have notified somebody. You might have 3 or 4 people that you name because you might go around 3 or 4 people and the 5th person is the only one living on your list. But nobody was there. And I tell you, if that didn't break my heart, that broke my heart. My friend said, you want us to sign the book? I said, hell no, I ain't know him. I said, people don't think you being nice. Next thing you know, they come and look me up. They want to know what I know about that man. I ain't put my name on that man book. I stood from the door and I prayed for him. I say, Lord, let his people come. I prayed for him. But I wasn't going in there. I stood from the door. Hey, for goddess, I stood from the door and I prayed for him, and that was that. But that's why I say you go the life you live, and my mom always said that is when you pass away, you will know what kind of person a person was. Because whether they're coming for you personally, they're coming for your husband's support, and if you have some kids, they're coming for your kids' support, your church, your sisters and brothers' support. My mama's, this was at the viewing, was wall to wall. People I hadn't seen that worked with my mama that did the home interior, they were stopping me. I had a tunnel vision. A lot of people I didn't see. But there it wasn't a seat left in the house. And don't get to talking about a person because you want to hear what people gonna say. Had people lined up, whether they was there for my mom or they knew us, and they spoke a good word about us. She was my friend. I worked with him. Her son is my co-worker or whatever. You, like I say, by the life you live. And it wasn't a seat in there. You had people all out in the lobby area. Then you had some people signing the book, trying to spot one of us, say hi to us, and they was going. Same thing, church service. My mama had a pretty nice sized church from the front to the back, both sides. And it was cold. It was a cold day. But yeah, but you have to treat people the way you want to be treated. And while you here on earth. Yeah. Both funerals, they be out the door. Now, I ain't trying to make this drab drill, hurt nobody, make anybody feel any kind of way. Because Lord knows, my mama being gone, her birthday just passed. But God give us strength. Now, why my daddy or usher at the church? It's several other ones. If somebody passed at the church, somebody brother or sister that they may have halfway known, mama, daddy, why he feel he got to go to everybody's funeral? I say, Daddy, if they not the immediate person that you know, grandchild to the church, I don't know if they call anybody else to see if they gonna be there, but they calls him. And it may be a funeral. He might, at one time, he's going to a funeral every weekend. I said, Daddy, that's enough. Give it a break. Let somebody else be the usher or be dependable. That's enough funerals going every week. Every week, every Saturday. And then sometime if they had two, he stand for the next. Daddy, Then he got enough nerve to ask me, you gone? Say that. Why do you even ask me that question? It's only a very select few that I make. I'll tear a church up. I will tear a church up. I get the sniff and I get everybody in there crying. So no, I don't go. I told y'all that story a long time ago. It was a friend of mine, mom, and my grandmother had just passed. We was in there tearing that bench up crying. We go up to console the family. We crying so hard, they hugging into consoling us. It's going to be all right. It's going to be. Me and mama got in that car. I looked at my mama. I say, Mama, we was cutting up, wasn't we? She said, we sure was. The family was consoling us. I said, yeah. I said, Mama, what was you crying for? I said, Mama, what was you crying so hard for? She say, I was crying because, I had just lost my mama. She said, well, what was you crying for? I say, I had just lost my grandmother, your mama. I said, see, we need to be able to let it go a little bit before we go to anybody else. So from that point on, I know it's been over 20 years. It's very select. I kid y'all not. I'm not strong like that. I have a girlfriend that'll go, and next thing you know, she every weekend. I say, girl, who not? Somebody brother, somebody sister, a classmate brother, sister, a coworker I used to work with. She had them. I said, you know what? I said, I wish I had enough money to open up a funeral home. My daddy could be the funeral director. One of my friends could be the planner, and the other one could greet everybody that come in. I said I could make. I said we could be rich. I said because y'all stay at a funeral. And then my daddy got enough. You want an obituary? I don't want to collect all that stuff. I don't want to open a drawer and see them people. Y'all, I tell y'all. Okay, yo. Baby. Some things. Yeah, so it goes on how you live your life. You can't treat people any kind of way and then don't expect no results. Because you're gonna get some results. Hey Matthew, thank you. Okay, y'all, I got subscribers. Now I'm trying to get these memberships. I'm a partner with YouTube now. I get to say the speech. Y'all know last week I said the speech and I started laughing. I said, let me quit cutting up and carrying on. And that same week, I got monetized. I got to be a partner, got monetized. So with that being said, y'all, I got super chats, super stickers, super thanks. I need some subscribers, some more subscribers. I need some more members. I'm putting them videos out there. I thought the videos would be the hardest thing. But you never know what people like and what people will view you. The views that I have gotten since I started. I started a little slow. Now, if I get over 500 views on a live, I think my highest one was over 2,000. Because of course you got to keep people motivated to come back, and that's what I try to do. I do struggle with coming up with content. Sometimes right before I turn this camera on and start typing, I come up with something. Let me ask y'all this. What do y'all think about this? Right before I came on, I got a call and somebody sent me a picture. They sent me a picture because this woman was talking about this man's wife, called all kind of fat AZs and BIs, and no wonder why my brother effed around on you. He should have found somebody better. And she posted a picture of her brother and the woman. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, no, that's true. And so me and this person started going down their profile because I want to see, well, what kind of woman is this? Going down the profile, people sending her stuff from church, sending her all kind of stuff. She posting stuff from church and stuff. I want to see what you're about. She was a mutual friend with some people I know, a good many people. And they asked me, do you know her? No, I don't know who that is. But I knew the woman on the picture. And I said, that woman been married to her brother for a long time. Now, if he cheating on her, I don't know. Are they still married? Last I checked, they were. But it comes down to some family business where I guess she cuckoo. Because it comes down to family business. And as we going down her stuff, he lied on me. He know I take care of my mama and blah, blah, blah about they mama. And so evidently the mama stayed with her or either she goes over and take care of the mama. I looked on the picture. I said, look, 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 look. It's 5 of them. It's 5. I said, it's 2 boys and 3 girls. I don't know if they're all still living, but I say, look, 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 look. Look on up. They got 5 children. I said, and they in front of their mama. And I looked on there. I said, she looked like she crazy. And they say, yeah, she kind of looked throwed. Well, I don't know her. And this came down my timeline. I don't like stuff like this. Because the profanity that she was using. Y'all, and talking about her brother called CPS on her. And evidently her children got taken. Her children got taken. Or either she was taking care of her. No, she's too old to have children. She was taking care of her grandchildren. And the grandchildren got taken from her. And this is the first time she had just posted this about an hour ago. And she talked about the man, wife, but then when you go down the profile, she done talked about her brother. He ain't no good and he gonna give what's coming to him and blase. So I looked and saw this woman worked at. I said, well, I be doggone. Some of them postal master keys and they got stolen from Houston. She might be one of them. She worked for the post office. I said, that's it. I ain't calling everybody from the post office, but I know a bunch of them that's Lulu. And she's a Lulu. And got enough nerve to be a supervisor. I say, see, I told that person, they could see me. I said, come here. That's the kind of stuff that get people terminated from their job. That's the kind of stuff that got them children taken away from you. Family business don't go on YouTube. Not like that. Cuss them out and it went out to everybody they know and stuff like that. And I say, she crazy. I looked first when I seen her, I say, oh, that's a demon. But I said, that's why we sometimes don't get no mail. I said, because she cuckoo. And I told her, I said, that woman been married to that man for a long time. I say, if he cheating, maybe he cheating now. I don't know. I say, but she mad. I said, maybe she think that the lady called on her. You know, sometimes them you don't want to fall out with your siblings, so you'll lie and say your wife or your husband did it, and it really be you. So I don't know if he lied on her and say she did it, or he actually did do it. I don't know. But I do know them people, they have been married for a long time. I want to say over 30. Yeah, over 30 years. So whether he, fooling around on her or what, I don't know. I was supposed to show y'all my James Avery bracelet. Because I wanted to, y'all see people be buying these bracelets. But I think I told y'all a story of mine before. Yeah. Y'all, they must have gave me some propofol today. I was high after I got them injections. I got up on that table. When I came in, they rolled me in there. I always look at the time because I want to see what time I'm going in there and what time I'm getting out. They rolled me in there at 10:11. I got there at 8:30. I rolled in there. My doctor said, hey, hello. I said hi. He ain't said nothing else. I guess he said, we already discussed this in the office. So they get me ready to get on the table and lay down. So I'm on my elbows because I was comfortable like that. And they said, no, we need you to, lay your head down. But before I laid my head down, the anesthesiologist had already started pumping medicine in that thing. And she say, just take it easy. Take some deep breaths. I say, well, when is it going to work? Why I always got the clown in surgery? When is it going to work? She take some deep breaths. I was up there. When is it going to work? Then she moves something. She say, oh, she say, lay your head to the side. I laid it to the side. So I say, when is it going to work? She looked at it. She said, oh, and must have been stuck. I said, when is it going to work? Y'all, when I woke up, I was sitting in the little recovery. And they not gonna wake you up. A lot of times they don't wake you up. It depends on if they need them beds. Yeah, they might wake you up depending on how long you been slept. But a lot of times they'll wake you up, and so they can make sure you're okay or whatever. But it was so funny. I did my head like that. When is it gonna work? She looked at it. She said, "Oh." She said, "No, lay your head to the side. Now take some breath." I said, when is it going to... I said, I know they said, this woman a fool. Hurry up and get out of here. Next thing I know, they had them little nurses be strong. They got my big butt on the bed when I went in there. I was looking around. I said, they had to put me in this bed, huh? That nurse said, yeah, they put you over. Well, why when they put me over in the bed when I was out, why they couldn't help put me in the bed? They always want to make you get over. Scoot all the way to the end and then turn on your stomach. Well, when I turn on my stomach, y'all better hold me because this little bed is very thin. And if I hit that floor, I know something. I know something. I'm going to clear that room out. But yeah. And I forgot to tell them, make sure you know how much propofol you're giving me. They must have gave me a lot this time because I've never felt the effects afterwards. I stood up. You ready to come in the house? I took a step, took 2 steps back. So I stood there for a second and I got around my dad's door. And I said, Dad. I said, Daddy, come grab my arm. Come grab my arm. He taking his time. Here I falls on his car. I said, well, good thing the car there. So when he did decide to come, my neighbor hollering at him, it was snobby because I was like, hey, and I'm not like that with her. I was like that. And she spoke again. How you doing? Not paying attention to me. I done fell on over the car trying to get my composure. He trying to speak. Daddy, come get my arm. Y'all, Daddy come get me. Daddy hold out his wrist like that. I say, Daddy. I said, I need your arm. I guess he said, you ain't gonna make me fall and crack my ribs again. I said, I need your arm. He doing like this. We done took a couple of steps. I get over the threshold in the garage. A woozy feeling came over me. Thank God my car was there for me to. He got scared then. He got scared. Give me on, give me on. I said, uh-huh. I said, I told you that from the get-go. I swear my mama come out of me. Because I got out that car and I was fussing. My brother called me right at the time I was getting out. And I'm calling, telling him to get my arm. And he telling me to come on. And I'm arguing. I ain't gonna lie. I'm fussing back and forth with him. To get my arm, don't let me fall. Once you done fell before, you have a fear of falling. When I almost hit that floor in that concrete in that garage, I bet you he got the time. I hit my arm, grab my arm. I said, I was trying to tell you that. I said, this anesthesia is on me. Normally, when I leave the hospital or outpatient, I'm good. I am good. I can stand up straight. I can walk. I can do whatever it is I got to do. Nobody ain't got to stay with me. Well, ain't nobody here now. But nobody have to, sit with me or nothing. I'm good. But this particular time, he must have got me real good. And I hope it start to work too before my cruise. Child, I got here. It got me some food. Y'all know I ain't eat nothing solid yesterday. I haven't had anything solid today. I had some peanut butter crackers and stuff like that. So he pulls the chair because he likes to talk. And me and him will sit there and talk about all kind of stuff. And I say, I don't know what you pulling the chair for. You're going to be sitting there by yourself. I say, I'm supposed to go get in the bed. Well, I guess that's your way of putting me out. I say, you can take it however you want it, Dad. I'm going to get in the bed. I say, this medication got a hold on me. And I say, I'm still woozy. I got in the bed. I got so agitated and irritated. I'm on my side. I'm on my back. I'm fluffing the pillows. I'm on my side. I was so irritated and agitated. I didn't know what was going on. So I took the most weak Tylenol and something for my nerves, and it settled me down. And I said, I'm supposed to be asleep from all this medicine. And then I finally, caught a nap. So after I took the nap and I woke up, I felt 100% better. I had never felt like that. And the first time I got them shots, he gave it to me in the office. Y'all talking about a epidural going down your leg. Felt like some electricity. But I think evidently one of the doctors left and they must have took the machine or they was renting a machine. But I said $25 or $30 copayment is much more better than me paying $450 a day. I was like, God, to be more. Right before my trip, I'm like, this don't make no sense. But I want to make for a joyful trip. And no, it's not something I wanted to spend. But it gotten to the point that I needed to spend it because the nerves were pinching in my back so bad and the arthritis. So I had to bite the bullet and go ahead and do what I had to do. And I said, and on top of that, the old raggedy fan want to go out. So he said, I got a fan for you. Well, I don't know when I'm going to get that fan. I might get it sometime this week. He might just decide to make an extra trip. But I don't know. So, yeah. But the medicine wore off, and I was so glad because I said, I ain't gonna better come on live because I'm drunk. I don't know. I said, I hope this feeling get over me. But I had never felt like that before. So, you ain't supposed to be doing nothing. I said, I ain't doing nothing. I said, I then got up to use the restroom, back in the bed. I said, I got to find something to wear to the doctor tomorrow. Well, you want me to take you? I said, no. I said, the medicine didn't wore off. I think I'll be all right. But, yeah. I forgot to give him the propofol thing. But when I was in the hallway, I don't know if she was what they call them, a patient representative. She could have been an LVN or LPN, and she was rolling me back. And I say, dog, all these, I say, it's not been a ER or OR, no, a OR that I ain't been in, that y'all ain't got all kind of carts and supplies in the hallway. And it just looks so congested. She said, oh, we learned how to maneuver and get through them and stuff. So they wasn't ready for me in the room. So she was out there and she leaned on the bed and she was talking to me. I said, one time I went into surgery and I said, they left me outside for a minute. They rolled me around. They parked me by the door and they left me outside and had out, the supplies, the carts and stuff like that. I said, baby, glad I'm getting ready to have surgery and I ain't no thief. I say, somebody could clean up out here. Y'all just leave folk in the house. Ain't nobody going nothing, watching nothing. So y'all know how Bruce Willis, what's his name, like a John Claude Van Damme movie. Even Rush Hour. Y'all done seen all those movies where they had them shootouts. They had them shootouts in the restaurants, and it, like people don't it's unfortunate how the stand-ins and then they don't never get shot. It's always the target and the people, all other people they shooting at, bad boys get shot. But it put me in the thing of Rush Hour when they was the consulate was he was in the hospital because they shot him. And what's her name? Yao Ming. What's that little girl name? And when Chris saw her again and she was a teenager, he said, I got a teddy bear. She need a training bro. But when they was in the hospital and she was there with her dad, and they were saying, you know something funny? You don't see any nurses or doctors, nobody in the area. Just she was at that time she was there leaning over her dad. And so what they did was they got under the hospital bed because they knew that it was the assassinators or whatever was gonna come. And but the man is out there by himself. That's how I felt. I just knew somebody was gonna come around them corners and start shooting. I say, now where is Classy Lady gonna go? I say, I don't know how to put the bed down fast enough. They put these doggone rails up. I ain't quick enough to jump over the rail to get up. You see how the devil and stuff come in your mind. I'm just laying there on the bed. I say, God, dog. I say, what if somebody come shoot around the corner? What am I gonna do? They in the OR just laughing and hee ha. I guess they was getting it ready or whatever. When they pulled me in there, I said, you know what, y'all? I said, y'all wrong for leaving me in that hallway by myself. They say, what would happen? I say, it reminds me of an action movie where the bad men come around the corner shooting and the good people shooting back at them. I say, y'all just left me out there. And I say, I just knew somebody was coming around them corners at any minute and start shooting. I say, see how they laughed at me. I say, no, it's true. And that's how I told the little attendant, I told her that story. She said, oh, we don't never leave people in the house like that unattended. I say, well, I don't know if I was add on or what, but they parked me out there and then left me out there for, I say, about good 10 minutes, maybe longer. And when they finished the other case, I said, yeah, I was sitting out there like a big dummy. Where was I going? I don't know. They ain't gave me my cocktail yet that they talking about. We can give you something to numb you. You ain't numb me and did nothing. You just left me out there. So, y'all, it's always something. So, with y'all, I got stories to tell. If I get to thinking of stuff. Oh yeah, people collect just going back. People collect obituaries. I had a great auntie. She would go get flowers off of every funeral she went to. She always wore red. My mama say she say everybody normally wear black, blue, gray, and now people, pick out certain colors or whatever, may wear white with whatever color. She said she always wore red. And she had a little juke joint. That's the first time I had been in a juke joint. Because my daddy believed in visiting all his people. I used to hate that. He get us on Sunday or whatever. We used to have to go to everybody's house in the neighborhood where we go to church at to go visit. And we went to I don't think that wasn't even his aunt. That's his cousin. That was our cousin. But when you got older people, you tend to call them aunt. I don't know how I got. And maybe I used to call her cousin, not cousin. That's cousin Lena, cousin Lena. Cousin Lena little cafe was dark as I don't know what when you walked in there. I don't know if she had the lights out because of the light bill or what. But my mama made the mistake. And we sat at the bar. That just goes to show you But it wasn't nobody in there. I think it was a Sunday. It wasn't nobody in there. But we were sitting at the bar. That was the first time I had sat at the bar at a juke joint or a nightclub. Because we were sitting there and she was cleaning up behind the bar and we were sitting there talking. Me and my brother spinning in the bar stools and looking around. Didn't really know what we was looking at or whatever. But yeah, that was our first time in a juke joint with Cousin Lena. And my mama had to mess it up and told us, yeah, Cousin Lena go to everybody's funeral and she get a flower from every if it's an artificial flower or something, no, or a flower. And she got a room full of old dead. And she would take a bow. It'd be a dove, a bow, a flower from everybody's funeral. And she had a back room where she had all that stuff. And she said she collect obituaries. I told Dad, I don't want to go back to Cousin Lena place no more. I said, that place is spooky. Yeah. But you do have people, my mama had a church member. She had one of them, the biggest photo binder, a thick photo binder. And when my mama would ask her who was such and such or what they related to such and such, that woman could go and flip through that binder. She said, well, what you doing? She said, oh, I'm flipping through my binder. I keep all obituaries. My mom said, child, it ain't that serious. Yeah, this lady collected obituaries. They do that. People do that. And they go back and read people information or see who's who. And then, now they make them real pretty where they put pictures and all that kind of stuff in there. And you spend a lot of money for that. Spend a lot of money. Yeah. And people be, let me get two of them. If it's some nice ones, you don't give people two. It's one per family. Children don't need one. The husband and wife don't need one. One per family. These have to stretch. These things are expensive. Now, if you got the little paper ones, yeah, that's something different. But them nice, on that nice paper and the photographs in that, you get one. But yeah, people collect them. And Glory, you sure right. That's what I'm getting ready to say next. They get mad if you don't give them one. And everybody in the family don't get one. Or the ushers will count out so many. And some of them ushers will tell you, now pass them down, one per family. Or if they have to stand up there and handle and cross you and give that other person one, they'll do it. Yeah, they get mad. Glory, some of them young folk too. Hey Princess, how you doing? Some of them young folks too. My daddy gonna tell me, like I told you, he gonna talk about you want obituary. No, don't say nothing for me. I read yours. If I don't read it, oh well. I'm not worried about it. If I don't read it, I don't care. I ain't tripping. We played that game the other day. I'm gonna have to come up with another one for y'all. But I just thought that I'm put that in the atmosphere. About $1 million baby. I don't know where it's gonna go, but I'm gonna ride this horse into the sunset. Hey, Lillian, thank you. I'm gonna ride the horse into the sunset. I'm gonna ride the car till the wheels fall off. I'm gonna ride it like 4 flat tires. They trusted me enough with it, so I'm gonna make it do what it do. So I done been on here an hour and 15 minutes. Anybody that have not hit the like button, please do. Anybody that need to watch the beginning of the live, please do. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please do. I am also asking for members for my channel. Please do. I have 3 levels of membership. I have $1.99 for just classy, $2.99 for classy ladies and gents, and $3.99 for the elite classy. No, the classy elites. And I may change one of them to the Busted Biscuits. The Busted Biscuits crew. Because not just biscuits, we're going to bust down some walls and whatever. But yeah. So I have super chat, super thanks, super stickers. And I do have gifts. They gave all that to me at one time. I guess they entrusted me to see what I'm gonna do with it. I'm gonna make, like I say, make it do what it do. And yeah, Bama, only thing I can think, only thing, now this is just a suggestion. Where are your videos that you had up? Are they in hiding? Did you erase them completely? Or what? Because you know you get the subscribers on your videos, and you less than what? You need less than 40 people now. Drop your link in the chat. I got some new people over here. Okay, J. Gill. Good night to everybody that's got off. The ones that are still on here, hit the like button, which is the thumbs up button. I have super chats, super stickers, super thanks, and memberships that are available. That's the only thing I can think of, is that the videos you have, I know about the music one, but the other ones that you've done commentary on, I think you should have just put them on maybe members only or private. I think you should have put it on private. Yeah. So it was unlocked. Oh, okay. Yeah. So I don't know, because no, I don't have as many subs as you do, but I do have way more videos than you do. And I do know my videos have gotten good numbers, and also my lives. So I don't think you should, when you make one, I don't think you should delete them. I think that may be because I know you got over 4,000 watch hours. Good night, Matthew. Good night, John Boy. Good night, Mary Ann. So yeah, I'm thinking that's the only thing I can see. That's the only thing I can see, is that you took your videos down and they're not able to get the views that you need to get to finish it, because yeah, you should have been at that 1,000 wow. And I'm gonna be at my 4,000 wow real soon. We're knocking at the door. Texas. No, it's not weird or creepy, because I ask people for their first time dropping down, or if they want to break the ice to come in. I ask them to tell me what state they're from, because we talk about the weather, and we check on each other. People that stay in areas that snow a lot, flood, we do check on each other. It's a family over here, and that's what I'm trying to build. So anytime you drop in the channel, go ahead and speak to everybody. You don't have to speak to everybody individually, but always just say hello, everybody, and that would help. And you'll start seeing some of the same people in here. Oh, okay. GLO, where do I get? And at Miss Pearly. I don't know, Gio. Why don't you ask your mama that? Ask her where she get her line up at, or your grandma. Ask them where they get their line up at. I don't get my lips lined. So if I got a mustache, yeah, I do have a little hair there, but I ain't fit to let nobody fool my lip. I'm not fit to be walking around here looking like a Donald Duck. My lips are fine, and the hair around my lips is fine. Okay? So ask your mama or your grandma where they get their lineups at, and then, because I'm pretty sure you closer to them than you are to me. And if you don't like my lineup, I do have super chats, super thanks, gifts, and super stickers, and a membership. Why don't you buy a membership? Why don't you make that $ move up there instead of coming over here and insulting me? Because I'm going to meet you right where you at, partner. Let me look close. And you got enough nerve to talk about my lip line and your picture looking like it's looking? Come here. Come here. Don't talk about nobody. Don't go on nobody else chat talking about nobody. You look like you young with that old man picture you got. Don't do that. Boo, don't do that. Mm-mm. 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 Yeah, he trolling and got a picture on here and got nothing there to talk about me. Child, he better go sit down somewhere. But anyway, Zell, I ain't gonna do it. I promise you, I ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna do it. But anyway, y'all, I'm Classy Lady. Thank y'all for tuning in to my channel. It's been fun. Uh, so you might be another one of them that need to get a colonoscopy and an endoscopy to clean you out from the rooty to the tootie. That po toilet. So with that being said, I do have super chats, super stickers, the super thanks. Watch some of my go back through my profile, watch my shorts, listen to some of my videos. I do have them titled, so you can pick and choose whichever one you want. If you leave a negative comment, I may answer you, or you may get God bless you. And I do mean that, because this channel is protected by God. He led me to do this, and that's what I'm gonna do. So don't come over here with that silliness. It ain't gonna do you no good. Okay, well, you sub, we'll come back. And every time you come over here being silly, I'm gonna meet you where you at. Being silly. Okay? So with that being said, I'm Classy Lady. I will see y'all tomorrow. Lord say the same. Same time, 8 o'clock. Same lady. I ain't cooked nothing. I got some from Luby's. Do y'all have a Luby's there? And I will talk to y'all good people later.